PK52, the Saturday morning meeting. Hey, good morning to everybody. I guess this is COVID-19 part 2. Yesterday, my brothers and sisters that sell cars and work in the car industry, work with the public in New York, have been told to stay home. So all sales for automobiles in New York are now on quarantine. Service is still open. So if you're in a part of the country right now that can still sell cars, there's a lot of stuff going on. All manufacturers are looking at this in a different direction. So if you're not really following the automotive news, let me upgrade you. There's many manufacturers right now. Chevrolet deferred payments for 4 months and 84 months zero. So there's some people out there right now that been thinking about buying, let's say, a truck, and they really wanted a diesel. Too much money, didn't want to spend the money. Now I can go 84 months, 0% interest. I can negotiate the deal and have it delivered to my house, have it sanitized. So there's a lot of people that are going to make a move on this, and the interest rate is free, and this is going to stimulate people buying something right now. On the other side, Toyota's decided to shut down manufacturing and send out their first commercial, which basically says, you know, we know that there's a situation right now, we're here for you now, and when this is all over, we'll be here for you again. Volkswagen just announced 6 months deferred payment, 84 months, 0%. So there's dealerships out there that are gigantic. I got a message from a friend of mine in California, and let me tell you how I feel about you guys. I mean, some of you I've met as acquaintances. In the short interaction or period of time we've been together, what it's really done to me is, man, I would really like to get to know this person more. They're dynamic, they're amazing, and that's for the majority of you that I've met in my life. Unfortunately, the way we do our business, developing friendships and long-term relationships like that are almost impossible in the sales industry, especially the automotive industry. So a friend of mine in California who has been at the top of the chain of running dealerships and been involved in hiring and changing people's lives forever was just dismissed yesterday, along with 75 other people in their organization. So the organization said, here we are, we're downsizing, here's non-essentials, see ya. And that's going to happen in some other situations. So listen, if you need a job, if you need some money right now, there are industries right now that are hiring. Convenience stores, Walmarts, people like that are retailing to people that have to have food, that have to have fuel. There are some jobs out there. They're not great paying jobs, but they're available right now. So if it gets to the point where that you need a job, or you're going insane and you feel like that you're brave enough to challenge COVID-19 and you've got to get out of the house, there are things that you can do. On the flip side of this, and I'm trying to be professorial today, forgive me for not being great at this, but there are so many people in our lives that we don't contact anymore. I'm mad at my brother, I'm mad at my mom and my dad, I haven't spoken to my cousins in 20 years. You know, these relationships and family are so fragile. We'll put up with some ridiculous stuff from our friends, but family members, if they ever cross the line, we will cut them off forever. You're bored. You're sitting at home. Pick the phone up. Call your mom. Call your dad. Call your grandmother. Check on her. Spend a few minutes on the phone. I'm not asking you to look at them and say, hey, I love you, and everything that happened is okay, but you've got the time right now. You know, Courtney and I are looking for intrepid things to do. So, you know, just like most couples in America right now, we're cleaning the house. And we are finding things like, why on earth would we have ever needed this item? And what compelled us to put it in the closet, in the back of the closet, to keep something that we would never use, should have never bought, should have never had, but this item could be used by nearly everybody I know. Let's get it in the hands of somebody else. So we're going to have a very organized house. I'm going to have a tremendous lawn. For you guys that have lost your jobs, hey, you know what? And I don't say this I'll be honest. I love you guys. I love your energy. I love what you do for a living. I love the passion that you put into your job. And if you're following me on Facebook or Twitter, or you're following me on YouTube, then we have some like interests, or you wouldn't be following me. So you know who I'm talking about, and you know how I feel about you guys. Let's see what happens. I know at the end of this, here's one thing. All the smart people in the world are going to tell everybody what we did wrong. You know, it's like watching a football game, and at the end of the game, you said, you know, if the quarterback wouldn't have thrown that pass in the third quarter that got intercepted, we would have won the game. I said, so, you know, I wouldn't have thrown that pass. Of course you wouldn't, because the game's over, and you've seen the replay of that 25 times. So let's do this. We made some decisions as a country, as a government, as a people, to do and go the direction that we're going right now. Agree or disagree doesn't matter. Those are the things that we decided to do. That is the direction we went. So at the end of this, let's learn from this so that when this comes again, when another disease comes out there, you know, from the beginning of time, there has been devastating diseases in the world. You can name them. Even if you don't know the names of them, you know the time periods where millions of people were affected, thousands, millions of people were affected, and economies went up and went down. We're going to come back from this. I'm looking at this as a vacation. I want you guys to know that in my income doesn't matter to your income, but several weeks ago I was contacted by Toyota, and they go, that's it. We are not sending you anywhere. Currently, we do not need your services. And that puts me at zero revenue right now. So for about a month, I've been at zero revenue. So when this first came out, you know, I'm not making any money at all right now. So I'm looking at this because I'm trying to be positive as that vacation that I've always wanted to take. Hey, you know what? I took a 4-day vacation here and I rode my motorcycle to X. And I really enjoyed it. I sent a million pictures out, and you guys, man, Casey, are you always on that motorcycle? No, all 40 of those pictures were over a 4 or 5 day period of time. I just saw a lot of stuff and took a lot of pictures. Well, you know, now, for the next 2 months, I'm on vacation. I'm probably going to self-quarantine when the weather turns really good on my motorcycle, because it'll just be me inside a helmet with my music, riding around the empty streets of America and the empty highways. You can count on that. If you're watching this right now and you also ride, you know, let me know where you're going to go. Maybe we'll show up and do an elbow bump, because that's kind of the way we're going right now. I can't fix this. I can't make that when you wake up this morning, you watch this video, that you're not traumatized by, I know you owe your mortgage or your rent. I know your family depends on your income. I know that you work harder than anybody I've ever met in my life, and to stand still in one space for a period of time is going to make you go crazy. I know all of that. There is nothing that you can do about this at this time other than embrace where we are and find the good in it. Find the good in it. Find something that you can do as a family, or your very, very close friends. You know, I think we'll figure out that going to the bar 5 or 6 nights a week and drinking a bunch of beer with a bunch of people was basically our social activity. And maybe we'll think it, man, that wasn't that greatest of social activity that I was involved in. You know, rekindle as a family. Learning is going on right now in the state of Texas. I don't think we were prepared, because we don't have remote learning right now. So the kids are out. So my granddaughter's out. I took her, taught her to drive the other day. You guys saw her in the FJ. She did awesome. I knew she would. But they don't have remote learning right now, so they're just basically out of school. They have to be going socially crazy right now. A 13-year-old girl not being able to go interact with her friends, they have to be going socially crazy. But next week they can't start remote learning because they weren't prepared for that. So again, I don't want to be repetitive, but there's so many things in life that we could teach our kids. They have no idea how much money you spend on groceries on a monthly basis at all. They don't understand how much money you make, how much money you spent on your dwelling, where you live, on your fuel, on your automobile, on your insurances that they never think about when they buy their first car. They certainly don't know anything about how you disseminate the income and support the family. Man, I tell you, this is a good opportunity to sit your kids down and say, now that we don't have any money coming in at all, let me show you what we're doing in this fire drill, so that if this happens to you when you're 25 to 35 years old and you have a young family, that it doesn't take you by surprise, because I believe, honestly, a lot of this took us by surprise. If you sell cars for a living or you're within the automotive realm, when this is over, and everybody knows it will be over in some form or fashion, the government has shut itself down. About 25% of the active income revenue producing areas of the country are done right now. 25%. So we shut the world as we know it down by 25%. That doesn't mean that somebody doesn't need a car, that somebody doesn't need to be able to service their car. So when all this is over, all the people that would have come in the last 3 or 4 weeks will come back in. Be prepared for the wave. You will be tired. Remember, when you're saying right now, man, I wish I had something to do, when this is over, you're not going to be saying that. You're going to go, man, I wish I had a day off. Be positive. You're the people that I choose in my life to associate with. I do that on purpose. Could I have done something else? Yes. Did I want to do something else? No. I want to be involved with the people that are energetic, that get up every day with a mission and a goal. I'm the one that benefited from knowing you. If you guys need to reach out to me, people have done it on Instant Messenger, reach out to me. I don't have a strong agenda right now. You know, I'm not getting on an airplane to go somewhere to work next week. If you need me, reach out to me. If not, I'm going to continue to send these messages out. Be positive, pick the phone up, heal a relationship. I will promise you, when you hang up, you might say to yourself, wow, why didn't I do that before? Call the people in your family that you don't call your parents, visit. They're concerned about you. I promise you, your mom or dad, your grandmother or grandfather are more concerned about you than you are concerned about them, because that's just the way they are. Reach out, give them a virtual hug. This has been PK52, the Saturday Morning Meeting.